Hey nerds, Alex here from Nerds Being Geeks, and my locals just had their end of the year GLC championship tournament. Let's get into it. So my locals is about 55 minutes to an hour away from me in Rossford, Ohio at Laramie's and Sons card shop. So the tournament was structured in a way that I had never seen before in a tournament. If you follow Full Grip, they have a GLC Open Invitational that you can only enter if you've won a badge throughout the season. And if you follow like Tricky Jim, he does like GLC Conquest on his channel where each player brings 5 decks. I believe it's 5, and it's the first to 3 wins. And if you win with a deck, you cannot play it again. So this tournament was a little mix of both of those. You could only enter the tournament if you have won a badge at all. You can not only bring the type that you won with, but you bring every type that you won with. This means that like every match you have is a conquest. If you won 4 badges for each round, or I guess each match, you would be able to use all 4 of those decks. If I had won only 1 badge through the season and I came across someone that had 4 badges, in order for me to make it to the next round, I'd have to beat all of their 4 decks. They do not get to use a deck if you lose with it. So that's basically how you get knocked out of the tournament. I was only able to win 1 badge this season just because it started back in like September, August, September time. So there wasn't a ton of badges to be had among everyone. The most was 2 badges, and I believe 3 out of the 7 players at the tournament had 2 badges. So me with my 1 badge, my first round, I had to face a player that had 2 badges. So in order for me to get to round 2, I had to beat both his dragon deck and his colorless deck. In order for him to make it to the next round, he just had to beat my 1 water deck. I super love and respect that they tried this conquest tournament style. However, for people that couldn't make it out there all the time or only had 1 badge, they were at a complete disadvantage. So like I was saying, if someone came in with 4 or 5 badges against someone with 1, they'd have to beat all 4 of those decks just to move on to the next round without losing a single match. And you face the same player until someone's decks are depleted. Wasn't my favorite format to play, and it really sucked when I got like turn 3 donked against Turbo Dragon. I think it was like turn 2, they had like 100, they're hitting for like 160, I think it was, with their Reggie Drago, and I'm just sitting there getting annihilated by like turn 2. So it was a real bummer to drive out there just to lose within that time frame. You know, the other players that got donked really quick, they were also kind of bummed, so we kind of started like a loser's bracket just to make the drive worth it for everyone that had to go out. And, you know, I played a couple of rounds in that. At locals, we tend to get a lot of ties. And so the rule was, if there's any ties, the round is just determined by a coin flip. So that'd be a real bummer to go 50 minutes, extra turns, and then lose by a coin flip. But I feel like once we were there, we were talking it all out on different options to do next year. And, you know, maybe they should have done this and should have done that. I mean, GLC is still a blast to play. Yeah, they kind of said off the bat, yeah, we probably should have did this or that better. It's all good. I got to play 3 rounds of GLC. Well, maybe 2.5. That donk hurt pretty bad. But the dragon player that did beat me went on to win the tournament. And he is an incredible player. He's in the seniors division, and I believe he got 10th place at Milwaukee. So he plays hard, and it is really good to be surrounded by players of that caliber. I mean, that only makes you better. So yeah, the donk stung. I would have been fine with losing. It just sucked getting 10 minutes of play for a 55-minute drive, but the single elimination is rough. But it was fun, and like I said, being around better players than you can only make you better. The new league starts in January of 2026, and I hope to get involved more, go to league more. Like I said, they started maybe August, late August, early September, and it's currently December, and I only went 4 times, and out of those 4 times I got 1 badge. So I'd like to make the drive out there a little bit more and just play some GLC. I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know any end of year tournaments you guys have been in. What's going on with your GLC league? Are they doing some type of end of year championship? My league's talked about splitting the year up. So if someone starts running away with badges, we can get a fresh restart instead of waiting all year, maybe doing 6 months or, doing quarterly championships, which I think could be really interesting. I mean, a year is a long time, and, people come and go and come into the format and leave the format, move away, and new people move in. You don't know what's going to happen if someone's just running away with it. Some people can just get bored and not want to show up anymore. So we'll see what happens. And I'm excited for next year. Got to upgrade some decks, and looking forward to it. So appreciate you guys watching. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.